I should have done that. Yeah. Whew. 9 minutes, not bad. Okay, welcome back to Hanger 51. How's everybody doing tonight? Mike Bird in the room. What's up? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Michael, what's up? How you doing, man? What do we got here? Oh, I bet that is what's in the camera. Okay, I'm trying to hide all the garbage. Let's see if I can do it. Okay. Good enough. Jeff Adams, what's up? Good to see you, man. Shadow Ops, of course you're here. You're in bed? Oh, yeah, I know all about the back pain, buddy. Trust me. Oh, my God. All right. Hey, no problem, buddy. You have a good night. Enjoy us for a few minutes anyway. But, yeah, we'll see you. Oh, 8 people in the room now. Good job. Everybody's bouncing right in. So what else is going on, guys? Got a couple pieces of styrofoam in the picture. I think this box probably. How's that look? Is that better? A little bit, not much. It's kind of incognito down there anyway, so nobody really sees it. All right, who else is here? So what's up? Oh, not much, Jeff. Just life. I did get the Spitfires done. I'm still just final painting the. I'll get you up to speed here. So this is the scoop that's supposed to be on the plane, and I didn't like that at all. It's not right. I went and looked online. The real scoop is not this big. It doesn't protrude this far out on it, and it's not anywhere near this big here, and it's not anywhere near this big here. It's a very thinner profile. It hugs the wing closer, and I just didn't like it. So I cut it off. So here's the... So I filled it with Gorilla Glue. These are 2 pieces. This is not going on at all. And I filled this cavity in here. Let me switch cameras for a second here, and I'll show you what and excuse the crappy green screen, but it'll probably get better when I bring this up close. So see, now it doesn't look too bad. So I filled that cavity there with Gorilla Glue, and it came out looking like that. Okay, and there's the scoop, and then I shaved the scoop off. Okay, so now the scoop's off, and it came off in 2 pieces, and then a lot of shaving after that. And the other piece is... Where the hell did the other piece go? Well, not important. Anyway, and I don't have it. I don't have that piece out here, but I'll go get it in a little bit. So let me go back here. So it looks a lot better, much better. This I shaved with this shaved all the way down now to the wing. It goes all the way down to here. Okay. So with it all the way to here, all of this is gone. You know, it just cut all that off. Went straight across here. You know, straight across here. And took the scoop off. And so it's coming out really nice. Looks good. I like the plane much better with that on it. And yeah, much better. Really looks a lot better. So, Ken Bird, what's up? How you doing, Tim? Good to see you guys. Well, Mike, you're right. They did, but this isn't scale. If you go look at the real desert plane, not the model, this scoop is nowhere near this thick, and it doesn't hang this far out of the damn, you know, off the wing. It hugs it much tighter. This is much smaller, thinner, and it doesn't project out. You know, it's set back about here. Okay, it's not all the way up to here where it's damn near touching the prop. You see, that's my hand is where the prop would be. So the scoop is almost touching the prop. It's nowhere near the prop. You know, it's way back here. So it doesn't roll up, you know, because this is basically the plane sitting on its landing gear at this angle. And the prop is sitting straight up and down. And that scoop is going up. And it's not supposed to go up. It's supposed to be back a little bit and much thinner, you know, so that the area to the, this is the difference between the wing, okay, and the scoop. And this, it's not anywhere near that. It's like less than half of that. It's really, really tight against the bottom of the wing. So they just didn't do a good job of it. I don't like it. So I cut it off, and we're gonna make it scoopless. Of course, I'm changing the paint scheme too, so it's gonna be green and brown. Now I bought 2 of them, so you know, don't get excited. I'm gonna be able to do the desert one, although I'm seriously thinking about cutting this scoop off and then relocating it and gluing it back on for the desert, my desert one, to make it look more, you know, make it more right, because this looks terrible. I really don't like the look of this one. So I might do that on the second one. But the first one's going to be no scoop, and it's going to be green and brown with the, they give you 2 sets of decals. Let me show you here. So you get the British rondelles, okay, and it opens up. There's more rondelles on this side, and then they also give you American decals if you want to do the American scheme with the tiger mouth. So you got two ways you can do it, and but then they give you all these little decals that mark all the, you know, that this is a service door for, you know, all kinds of stuff. What's that say? Wheel up indicator. It's hard to read these. Hang on a minute. Where am I? Let me get my readers. That's dime store readers. Wheels up when indicated false. Walk inboard. Walk outboard. 100 octane capacity, 85 gallons. Yeah, all kinds of little, you know, so you could, that doesn't matter if it's British or American. You could put all those decals on it. So it's a cool model. Yeah, it didn't come with invasion stripes, but it's going to get them. I'm putting them on it, Ken. It didn't come that way. I don't know why, but I'm going to put them on it. So when I repaint the top, the green and brown, I'm going to tape off the bottom and make it, you know, put the invasion stripes on it. So it will have them. Walk like an Egyptian. There you go. How you doing, Wild Bill? Yeah, so I might even have a picture of, I don't know if I have it or not. Let me look real quick. I know I have them on the computer somewhere, but I'm not sure where I ended up putting them. I was going to show you what I did to my Hurricane. Yeah, they're not here. I wonder where those damn pictures are. Maybe they're in the download section. Yeah. No, they're not here either. No. Anyway, yeah, I did the bottom of my Hurricane a bright, almost a lemon lime type green, and then I put the invasion stripes on it and the rondelles, and so the bottom of the plane looked military, it looked really good, and then the top of the plane was white and orange with black stripes, you know, Reno Racer looking. So that worked out pretty cool. That looked good. We're back on the good laptop. You know, it's all fixed and back up. I was a few minutes late tonight because I forgot that I had changed the stream key. I changed it for the other laptop, and then I forgot that I have to make this one match to work. So there was a few minutes delay while I figured that out, and then that's why I was a couple minutes late. So anyway, yeah, I agree, Ken. I think it's going to look a lot better with invasion stripes. So, right, correct. It was Normandy. So yeah, if you do an American scheme, you wouldn't put invasion stripes on it. And I'm not going to do the American scheme on either one of them. So, so it will. Well, I don't know. We didn't. Where was the sand scheme used in Australia? Yeah, so it wouldn't have invasion stripes either. So the only one that gets the so we'll see. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I got two of them. We'll figure it out. Yeah, maybe Africa. Yeah, that's what I was just thinking, Bill. Either Australia or Africa. Over there, we might have been in the theater. I thought we had airfields. So yeah, that's possible. So, but yeah, if you were there, then we wouldn't have invasion stripes on it. So the invasion stripes were just for Normandy, and so yeah, I'll definitely put them on the one that's done. So yeah, it's coming out really good. They've got the new. Well, I'll go get that too when I go get the airplane. Wait a few more minutes, get a few more people in here, and then I'm gonna go get the airplane and the scoop. Exactly. They were only for the invasion, and they were top secret. You know, they didn't put that over the wire. No radio communication about it. That was a very hush hush. You know, kind of the night before the invasion. Put these stripes on your airplane. They didn't want them on earlier. They didn't want you to put them on and flying around with them. They didn't want to tip off the Germans at all. You know, that on that day, if you don't have these stripes on your airplane, you're going to get shot down. You know, in case they were going to try to infiltrate our invasion. So yeah, so it was real hush hush, real top secret, and then and anything that was in the air, if it was in the air, it had to have those stripes on it. I don't know that there were any helicopters flying with invasion stripes. Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know that I've ever seen a helicopter with invasion stripes on it. I would imagine there were some flying. But I don't think I've ever seen that. So, oh wow, there is a card in there, I think. Yeah, how do you get it out of there? Huh, that's interesting. We have a little, we got a little task to do, maybe. Let's see if we can. I got a card reader here, and it has a card in it, but it's all the way in. You can't get it out. There it is. There you go. I wonder when that's pushing in so far. I don't think it's supposed to do that. Sure makes it hard to get the damn card out of there. I've got a... This is the small card reader too. It doesn't go in that far. And I think these are the files for my... On this card, I believe, are the files for my 3D printer. I believe. Yeah, much better. Alright, so we'll leave that there. No helicopters in World War II? Okay. Alright. Wasn't sure. You know, they came around right, you know, because they were in Korea and Vietnam. So I wasn't sure if they were in World War II or not. You could be right, Ken. You know, I knew it was real close to the end of the war because, you know, like I said, I knew we had them in Korea. I knew we had them in Vietnam. So yeah, I wasn't sure. Who else joined us? Tim's here. JCB in the house. Anybody else that popped in and I missed? Let me look real quick here. Yeah, no, it looks like I got everybody. 17 in the room, 7 likes. All right, guys. Just a reminder, hit that like button for me. I've been doing it a lot more lately. I've been really adamant. If I go watch somebody's video, I for sure I like it, and then if I sometimes comment if I have something smart ass to say. Otherwise, you don't want to hear it. You know. But if I'm going to be a smart ass, then yeah, I'll say something. I was giving Jeff in Lower Alabama a little bit of crap on his Pitts flight because he said you can only get that and maybe 2 other planes in the car. And I'm like, dude, didn't you buy an airplane trailer like mine? You should be able to get a hell of a lot more than 3 airplanes in it. Anyway, Keith Christie, what's up? How you doing, man? So, yeah, anyway. So I was giving him some shit. Yeah, if you can take it, you're allowed to dish it out. Yeah, well, I can definitely take it. You've all proven that. It's too hot for more than 2 airplanes. Well, you know, see, Wild Bill, that's a good point. The reason I have the trailer is not so I can fly 12 different airplanes. It's so that I have 12 airplanes or whatever, however many in the trailer, available to fly based on the conditions of the day that day. You know, super windy, RV8. Super calm, jets. You know, J65, the F4 Phantom, F22, you know, any of my the Avanti S, anything on my, you know, in the jet category in a calm days, you know, I like to fly. And that changes during the day too. So I might start off flying the jets because it's nice and calm, and then it gets farther into the day, gets really windy. Well, and maybe I'll fly the Spitfire, a Mustang, the King Twin, something like that, and then it gets really, really windy, and then it's the Carbon Z T28 and the RV8 are my super windy condition airplanes. And I mean, if it's really bad, it's just the RV8. You know. Oh, and the QQ. super windy day, QQ and an RV8 for sure. So yeah, so that's the reason I have the trailer, is not so I can fly 12 different planes in one day. It's just so I have a variety of airplanes with me based on conditions for the day. If the field's flooded, well then I have my amphibious airplane, something on floats, and then we can fly off the field that's flooded. And that has happened a couple times. TNRC, what's up? I have two of them actually. TNRC. I have the military scheme C-47 and I have the DC-3 civilian. I have one of each. Nice airplane. Uh-oh, you caved and ordered the 64mm Futura. I haven't seen that yet. I have to go look at that one. I haven't seen that. No, I've not flown the paramotor yet. I haven't had time to work on it. There's a video I need to go watch on how to set up the strings and everything. And yeah, I've been just too busy. Right now, guys, I'm trying to get... I finally came to terms with Geico. They're going to pay me for the truck and the loss of use. And so I'm getting the truck ready because they want to come pick it up. So right now, I got $100 worth of fuel in it. I want that fuel. I'm not giving away $100 worth of gas. So I'm trying to get the gas out of it. But the wiring harness was cut in the accident. So I can't make the fuel pump run. So now I'm back at the fuel pump control module. Unplug the harness from there. And I'm trying to just put 12 volts to the pump, the fuel pump wires there to make the fuel pump run so I can pump the fuel out of the tank. So I've been farting with that for a good day now. And watching videos and looking at schematics, and I still haven't figured it out. EQ, what's up? Good to see you, man. So I'm still working on that. Yeah, we're not going to get that critical. I'm just I'm turning my MX-5B into a MX-6, 7, 8 something because I'm cutting the scoop off of it. So, and I'm gonna just gonna paint it green and brown instead of. I haven't decided for certain. I'm either going to go green and tan or green and brown. I've seen both schemes. I'm still on the fence which way I'm going to go. I think it's going to be the green and brown. Isn't that the color in Battle of Britain? Isn't that what color they were in that movie? Weren't they green and brown? So anyway, and then I'm going to put the invasion stripes on it because I don't care if I'm period correct. I'm not that anal. I don't care. I just want it to look cool, and it's going to definitely look cool. It's going to look a lot better than it does now. I really don't care for the scoop on the I would have liked to gotten the green one, but they sold out of that one. I don't even know if they ever put them on sale. But the new one, the desert scheme one's on sale right now, guys. It's $90 off, so that brings it down to $289. And it's a hell of a good airplane for $289. So RC next Tuesday. I like that. That's a good name. Welcome to the show. Oh, that's a good one. And I like that one. And Augured In. Those are I guess, two of my favorites now. That's funny. So, oh, so you're liking the Aura 8 now? Are you coming back to the dark side, Keith? It's a hell of a controller, I'll tell you. I love them. And thank you for sending me that one. Yeah, it just is a wonderful piece of engineering there. Oh, I got to scroll back up. I missed it. Uh-oh. Let me go look. You can't bind to the aura, Keith. It's not a receiver. You either have to plug a satellite receiver if you have a Spectrum. You can plug a satellite receiver into it where it just receives the signal and the aura takes care of everything else. And then the same thing, if you put a regular receiver from somebody else or Spectrum, you use the PPM or the S-Bus to send all the inputs down one signal wire, and then again the aura takes care of. You do all your programming in the aura as far as you want, single flaps, dual flaps, flaperons, all that. You do all that in the aura, and it's a simple program for setting that up. And then any kind of extra stuff you want, like Expo and stuff, you do in your transmitter. So you do those kind of adjustments in the receiver that you plug into, whether it be because those are all transmitter signal variants, okay? Are you going to have Expo or that kind of stuff? And then and you let the aura take care of everything else. I don't know that the aura has failsafe. If I would just put the failsafe, because you're going to actually, so you guys understand how this works. When you program failsafe into a plane, you're programming the receiver to what to do when it loses signal. It's not, you're going to program it through the transmitter, but you're actually putting that information into the receiver, and it's in, because you can turn your transmitter off, which is no longer receiving a signal now, and then it goes to whatever you have the receiver programmed to. That's what the failsafe is. So it'll just do whatever you told it. You want a little bit of left rudder and just a little bit of throttle, and so it just makes slow circles until it hits the ground. Whatever you decided to do. So that's what that does. So you're literally programming the receiver. The aura isn't a receiver; it's a flight controller. So you always have to plug something into it. Even when I first had my RV8 set up, the guy didn't want to program it in my FreeSky. He only wanted to do it in Spectrum, and I said, okay, fine. So he put 2 satellite receivers in it, which is just a receiver that you plug in. There's no channel outputs on that. It's just a receiver. All the channel outputs are in the aura. So the signal comes from that receiver that just receives the signal, sends it down the single wire to the aura. The aura decides what everything does from there. And the same thing, if you program the receiver for failsafe, you're going to program the receiver to do this. And then it's going to send that command to the aura, and it's going to do this. And that's how it works. So the failsafe works the same whether it's Spectrum or not, Keith. It just depends on whether or not you're using if he's using a regular receiver, it's going to work just fine. It works the same no matter what. Like I said, the aura just, what you're going to do, there's a programming card that you download from Flex. It's a little computer, old DOS, super simple to use. It programs it in a millisecond. You go in there and you pick, do you have 2 aileron servos or 1 servo with the ailerons are, and that could be the same because usually they're wide together anyway, so then it doesn't matter. But you know, flaps. Do you have 2 flap servos? And the reason you have to distinguish that is because if you want flaperons, for instance, it has to know that there's 2 separate flap servos, and they're going to be plugged into 2 separate channels. Okay, they're not going to be on a Y. They're going to be on channel like, you know, 6 and 7 or 6 and 8, and that's how it distinguishes. So they'll work as normal flaps, but unless you put it in the flaperon mode, then they're going to work like ailerons and flaps, and that's why it needs to know that. But that's all you do. You go through the thing, you pick and choose. It's just a pick list. You go, I got 2 flaps, you know, 2 separate flap servos, 2 separate aileron servos, because the ailerons can be flaps also. So if you want the ailerons to work as, you know, flaperons and the flaps to work as flaperons, then you have to tell it has 2 servos for the aileron, 2 servos for the flaps, and then it's going to put 4 different channels. You know, plug your ailerons into, you know, 2 and 5 or 2 and 6, 2 and 7, and then your flaps in 6 and 8. And it's going to take up 4 channels, and that's how it gives it the ability to do, you know, flaperons on both the flaps and the ailerons. But if you just want the flaps to be flaperons, then you only need 1 extra channel, not 2. But all the actual signal is coming from the receiver that you plug into the Aura. So that's how it works. And once you pick the list and you got it set up to what you want, you're going to have, you know, no gyro, and gyro off, gyro on, and crow, for instance, are the 3 I have on my RV8. And depending on the position, switch position, you set all that up, and then you hit program. And as the second you hit the go program, you get a green check mark. It programs it that fast. It's instantaneous. As soon as you hit the button, you get a green check mark, and it programmed the Aura that fast. It's done. And then you just, you know, bind your receiver to it using the S bus or PPM, and everything else you're going to do in the receiver. You're just going to set it up in the Aura. Yes, the Aura does all the mixing. Correct. Yep. You don't have to do any of that in the radio. You're just going to send it the 4 basic, you know, throttle, aileron, elevator, rudder, and the Aura is going to do all the mixing for you. And that's what you're doing when you're programming the Aura. And then the same thing if you're going to add flaps and all that stuff. I'm not flaps, but gear. You just bypass the Aura on the gear because there's no provision in the Aura for gear. You just bypass it direct, and then you set your gear up on the channel you want. That's still available. You know, if you only have an 8-channel receiver and you've already used them up because you've got aileron, flaperons, and flaperons, you've already used up 4 channels plus throttle, rudder, and elevator. You know, that maybe 1 channel left. Yeah, I think you still have 1 left. So you can put gear, but if you've got anything else after that, you have to just bypass. So let's see. Jeff Customs in the house. F you, Jeff. Roy's here. What's up, Roy? What else is here? So is Rando? Yep, Randovision's here. What's up, Randy? Okay, I'll pull your finger, Randy. That's funny. All right, we're up to 25 in the house. That's great, guys. Don't forget to hit that like button for me. Who else? What else did I miss? I might have. Let's see. It didn't work for you. Well, Keith, you should have called me. I would have walked you through it. I scrolled back up. If you ever want to try that again, just call me. I'll walk you through it. I promise you. Ask Wild Bill, he'll tell you. Wild Bill bought an RV-8. He programmed exactly the way I told it to him, and he absolutely loves the airplane. So, yeah, trust me. Once you go Aura, you never go back. I'd put them in all my airplanes if they weren't $100 a piece. I can't afford. I love buying a Flex airplane because when you figure the price of the airplane, it already includes that $100 Aura because it's already in the plane. So, it's a good deal. But I wouldn't buy an Aura outright because they're just too expensive. So, thought I had it all figured out. Now I'm completely confused or completely lost. All right, Ken. So give me your question. I'll tell you how to fix it. I'll make you understand it. If I have to pound it into your head. Let's see. Who else jumped in? Wrights is here. Hey! What's up, Michael? Yeah. I'm going to have to put some mood music on in the background for Wrights so he can zone out. George Watts, what's up? Good to see you, man. Welcome. Okay, I'm all caught up. So anyway, all right. So there's 26 in the room. I'm gonna go get the my modified cowl that's coming out really well. I still have to finish priming it and then paint it the blue again, but you'll get the gist of it. And the airplane. So let me go grab those real quick and bring them out. And I think the radio's right here, so I can pop a battery in it. The battery's right here too somewhere. Hang on a minute. Where did I put that battery pack? I was cleaning the table. A lot of it's still on the table. It's just out of camera. You can't see it. It's a big pile of crap over here. Trying to make it look like I cleaned the table, but I just moved it. It's still a mess. So there's, and I'll tell you what the problem is I still have 4 different airplanes that are in building process right now. And so all the parts to the airplanes are on the table. So, and I don't want to take them off the table because I'll lose them. But now they're going to get mixed up. Not really, because they're all marked and they're all different. So I'm not gonna mix them up. It'll be fine. Hey, where'd that battery pack go? I thought I had it right here. Alright, well, I'll grab another one. I don't see it. No, I'll just grab another battery. I just want to put the landing gear down so it can sit on its wheels. So let me go grab it. I'll be right back. Okay. So here it is. Now, the reason there's no extras, you know, the guns aren't on it, the exhaust manifolds aren't on it, you know, because I'm going to paint it. So, you know, I didn't put anything else on it. I only put what's on it, what's needed to fly it, not because I want to fly it first before I modify it. If you guys remember my Motion RC fiasco, we don't want to do that again. So, so we're not gonna make it. I'm not gonna modify it until it's been flight tested and ready to go. And I might go fly it tomorrow. If I can get the gas out of my Avalanche tomorrow, then I can go fly it. Ah, crap. Where is that battery pack? Damn it. What did I do with that thing? I at least I was going to get another one. I can, but I have to walk out again. And I know it's right here somewhere. Somewhere. It's here somewhere. It's probably right under my feet. Oh. Alright, I need a radio. Okay. Alright. Let me, yeah. Alright. Let me do this. Oh, there it is. I knew it was right here. Okay, good. Okay. All right, so let's start with, let me switch back to the other camera. Okay, and here's the revised, you know, I took the, you know, the scoop off. Here's the big difference, all right? And this is where it's very wrong. Okay? The real plane, it's only about that much different. It should be about like there, not all the way up here. Okay? Yeah, and they've got that totally wrong. It hugs the wing very, very close. Not this gigantic, you know. So that's what's wrong, and that's why I don't like it, because it's just wrong. The whole thing's wrong. But so that's what I did. So I carved that off, filled it with Gorilla Glue, my Gorilla Glue mess, which came all the way through the other side here, and you'll see that on the video. Of course, I'm doing a build video on it, and then I'm just doing the final sand now to smooth it out, and get this rounded. It's got a, if you look right here, it's got quite a bit of a this loop right there, and I don't want any of that upward. I want it to just transition from the roll over. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm trying to get that little bit of upward transition out of it, and I think I'm almost there. So that's why you see this, all the weight there and here. That's doing a lot. I primed it, and then I did a lot more sanding on it again to get it, and then I shot some clear on it to stop the paint from attacking the foam. And yeah, so we're real close now. Just got to do a little fine tuning on it. Okay, and then and the tan on this thing, that's funny. In this picture here, this is brown, but in my camera it looks green. What does it look like to you guys? Does this look green to you? And then this back here is invisible, because that's that tan, that sandy tan color, which it thinks is green, so it's trying to make it invisible. That's what the green screen does. It's playing tricks on us. But yeah, the brown looks green in here, which is kind of weird, because this is a dark brown, but it looks green on my screen. So I don't know. Spencer, what's up? Yeah, for you guys that are just jumping in, yeah, I'm going to put invasion stripes on it. I'm just finishing up the scoop, and I can fly it without the scoop, guys. There's a bottom to the airplane right there. Okay, so it'll fly fine without. Well, it disappeared, but it'll fly fine with that piece off. And the only reason not to put it on is I have to take the wing back off to put it on, because the wing actually grabs a hold of it to hold it on. So, but I might do it anyway. I might just for shits and giggles. It only takes a minute to unscrew the wing. I only have to unscrew it and loosen it, so I can lift it up enough to put the piece in place and then set the wing back down. So it's not a big deal. I can make that happen. So yeah, once I get this finished up and I got to paint this the light blue, and then I got to paint the sand or the brown, probably the sand, green, and then I'll put the invasion stripes on the bottom. What's a Spitfire without invasion stripes? Oh no, they killed Kenny. All right, so I'm backing up a little bit while I was out there. The show's so much better when I'm gone. You know, I just for Spencer. Hang on a minute. I'm gonna have a little fun here. I was at the doctor's office the other day, and I think this is what it was up. If I can find it, I'm gonna put it up, because then Michael can get some sleep. That's close. That one right there. Hang on. The one they had in the doctor's office, it was the inside of this. It looked like maybe some kind of a beach house or something. It was beautiful, and the music was great. So I was just sitting in the chair relaxing and watching the. Yeah. They've got that in a foam format. That's brilliant. Why the hell would you put it in frickin' portrait format? That dumbass. What's this one? Too boring. Hang on. This guy playing a piano. How about this one? What's this? Oh, that's probably going to keep changing scenery. All right, we'll put that one up. That'll work. All right, so let's go here. There you are, guys. Enjoy. I want Michael to get some sleep. Poor guy. It was something similar to this, but way better. The music's good, though. Victor, what's up? Good to see you. Just making sure I... Uh-oh, looks like Randy fell asleep. Turn on the bubble machine. Okay. I don't have a bubble machine. You're thinking of Dave's Dave it yourself. He's got a bubble machine. I don't have a bubble machine. All right, so let's do this real quick.
Switch warning.
Yeah. Switch warning. Whatever. Okay. Pop this open. Put a battery in it. Plug it in. Okay. Let me pick it up, put the gear down. Okay. hang on. I gotta do a little jockeying around here. Oh man, this thing's long. I don't know if I can get the table on there. Uh-oh, what did I knock over?
0 volts.
Alright, hang on. Let's see.
0 volts. 0
Oh,
volts.
let me transfer back. There we go. Alright, so this doesn't really look good though. Let me see if I can
0 volts.
jockey it around a little more. Maybe I can get it. So there's a beacon here,
0 volts.
and there's a beacon on the tail, on the rudder. Which is not on. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, it's not on. How come where's my tail? Oh, it must have got unplugged. Okay, that's an easy fix. And then of course, okay, they are on. Yeah, so there's a green nav light there, and a red nav light here. There's the red. I don't know if I can get the green to show up green or not. It's kind of, you got to get it in the right. Oh, the green screen's going to make it invisible. So it looks white. But anyway, yeah, so that's it. And then the propeller, hang on a minute. I have that handy right here. Put those there. Like that. Like that. There you go. All right. There. Yeah, see it? Yeah, there. So there you go. And then the little, I hope you can see that. The flap indicator's right there. So let's see if you can see that pop up. Yeah, you see it come up right here? Go back down. See? There's half flaps. There's full flaps. So that's how the split flap indicator works. And then of course we got aileron, elevator, and the rudder. So yep, good to go. I'll just leave it there for now. Let me turn her off. All right. I need to make this a little smaller so I can see the. Well, wait a minute. I could probably do it this way. I still need to make it a tiny bit smaller. There we go. All right, Fred, what's up? How you doing? So Jeff, you're going to go to Null in the fall, are you? Huh. Yeah, 0 volts. Yeah, because I don't have the Yeah, the receiver's capable. I just don't have the module plugged into the battery pack. If I did it, she'd shut up until it got to low voltage, and then she'd start warning me that the voltage is low. But since it's not plugged in, she's telling me, hey, 0 voltage. So now, are you going to take off with her telling 0 voltage? I mean, something's wrong. What did we forget to do? So, yeah. So then you go in and you fix it, get the voltage, so now you can fly safely, and the radio will tell you when it's time to land. David, what's up? Good to see you, man. Long time no see. It's been, what, almost an hour? Yeah, so far, man, I'm really happy with this thing. It's a nice airplane. I really like it. I'm going to like my new cowl much better. I really like that because that scoop really made me crazy. I didn't like that scoop. That was an easy fix. It really was. It wasn't hard at all. The Gorilla Glue, my Gorilla Glue mix up with water worked perfect, and yeah, it came out great. It looks really good. Oh, Lyndon Stewart, what's up? Good to see you, man. Thank you, Lyndon. Yeah, this is the Spitfire, 1450 size Spitfire from Hobby King. On sale right now, $90 off. $289. So it was $379. And I wouldn't pay $379 for it, but I'll pay $289 for it. So I bought 2 of them. I was gonna get 3, but I got the free shipping without 3, so I didn't have to do the 3 to get the free shipping. I got free shipping with just, hell, you can get free shipping with just 1. You don't even have to buy 2. So somebody's sending me some hearts. Thank you, guys. I didn't even know how that worked at first. And I finally figured it out, but that's cute. I like that. So somebody sending me some love. Thank you, guys. I was going to say, you might be able to see the reflection of the... kind of. I was going to say the reflection of the... You can see it on my hand. Yeah, these LEDs are pretty bright. And they're in a plastic housing that points them forward. They're not pointed outward, they're pointed forward. Which is cool when the plane's coming at you, but in any other position it sucks. Because with these in that position, you can't see the plane from the side, from behind. If you're trying to fly this thing at night, you're screwed. Because you can't, you just can't make out. You'll be able to tell, you'll see the white rudder light that's not plugged in right now and the beacon on the top here. But you're not going to see. And that's how bright, that thing's really bright, that white one. You can see it reflecting off my hand. So, yeah, the tail light's really bright too, but I accidentally unplugged it when I plugged the battery in. They did a kind of weird way they did it. It's not bad, but you can accidentally unplug it. So I'll have to, when I pull the battery out, I'll have to fix that. Yeah, that's exactly what it is, Ken. When you click on the hearts, it sends it over to eHarmony. So you should be getting some love back any minute. Randy, who sells that one? I don't think I've heard of that one. Yeah, Roy, they're bright enough to be definitely be visible in daylight, but only coming right at you. Because of the location on the wing and the reason, the fact that they don't, normally that whole triangle-shaped wingtip, is just a lens, and the light just radiates in all directions. But these are directly pointed forward, purposely. So, yeah, when the plane's coming right at you, you can see them, but you even in the dark, you wouldn't be able to see them from behind. And that kind of sucks, because I like the ones where you can see them from all angles. It makes a lot. Because I'll fly if it's got nav lights that I can see from all angles, I'll fly it in the dark. As long as I can tell where my wings are, I'm good. But yeah, this one you wouldn't be able to do that. You could do it, but you just have to make sure you get down to the other end and turn it around really fast, so that you can see the lights again, and you'll be fine. Right, exactly. If it's on the internet, it has to be good. So yeah, just buy it, Randy. What the hell? What are you worried about? It's got to be good if it's on the internet. Yeah, there you go, Jeff. Yeah. It's a good thing your mom's not here. That's funny. Yeah. John Graham, what's up? Good to see you, man. Yeah. Boy, listen. It was 101 in the shade today. The nights are getting cooler, but the daytime temperatures are getting hotter. We're getting a wider temperature span as the summer goes on. I thought that the temperatures were going to start coming down because the night temperatures are coming down, but God, the daytime temperatures are just going up. It's horrible. Man, it's hot out here. I don't know how this is going to work. Let's see how this works. Oh, that flexes the blades too much. What can I set there? This might work. Let's put a soda can there. There you go. That's cool. Now you can see the whole, well, not the whole plane, but most of it. That wing tips off a little bit, but yeah, it's not bad. You're in sunny San Diego. For work, I presume. The yak looks good. Okay, John. Yeah, it's a Spitfire. I do have the Yak 11, though. I do have one of those. But yeah, this is the Spitfire. RC Rollin, what's up? Yeah. Fred, that's why I love it here, because the temperatures generally. This is a record high. I mean, we're having the highest heat we've had since I've been in Florida. We've never had it this hot. No, and I've been driving around for the last 7 years. My Oldsmobile doesn't have air conditioning, and I never fixed it because it's been bearable. I like the heat, so I wouldn't want to be driving it this year. Thank God my truck has air conditioning, because good God, yeah, I don't think I could survive driving around in this heat. Holy crap! Teaching, yeah, that's cool, John. Oh, you thought it was the Yak 3? I don't even know what a Yak 3 is. The Yak 11 is similar to this. I believe it's got I think it has a radial engine on it, if I remember right. It's a lot bigger nose than this. It might not be a radial, but it's big. It's kind of a girthy nose. Yeah, Hobby King had that on sale back in the day, so I bought that. So these flaps are not closing all the way. I got to adjust that. Hey, there's radio still on. Let's adjust it. Huh? Alright, I guess that's as good as it's going to get. Alright. That's alright. It'll work. Okay. Yeah, the Ice Age is coming. That's it. You see hanger rash coming soon? Oh God, please no. Don't tell me that, Tim. I don't want to see any hanger rash. Oh, I know what I wanted to show you guys. Let me do that. So, again, this particular plane has a pretty cool feature. So if I spin it around here, like this. Okay, there you go. All right, so now, do you see these this void right here in the wing? And there's another one here, and then two more on the other side. So those are where the servos are, and the linkage and everything is in the wing. Nothing's hanging down out of the wing. Let me show you when I put it in profile here. See, there's no control horns hanging down. It's all up inside the wing. And then, again, once it's done, and I'm finished adjusting everything and everything, there's these plastic covers that are the right color. Okay, and they go over those holes. I think that one's the one for the other side. This one should fit somewhere around here. Right here. See that goes up there like that, and it covers it all up. You just, glue it on with some contact cement, and that covers it all up. And there's no control horns hanging out of the bottom of the airplane. Everything's submerged inside the wing, and then you just put these covers on, and it disappears completely. So pretty cool. I thought that was it. First plane I've had like that. Haven't had one yet like that. Everything I've got so far always has control horns hanging out of it, but not this one. So I thought that was interesting. That's a perk, a feature on this airplane that I've never seen on any other airplane. So I thought that was pretty cool. That and the flap indicator are two really cool features on this plane that I've never seen on another airplane. So I thought that was pretty cool. My plane has a bullet hole? Yeah, it's got a couple of them, actually. I don't know what they're for. There's a hole here, and on the other side, same place. And I think there's a hole here on the other side too. I don't know what those are for. And there's one here and here. Yeah, I'm not sure what those are for, but yeah, you're right. The plane has bullet holes in it, a couple of them. I don't know why. I have no idea what that's for, but yeah. So I noticed that. Now there's a hole up here, but you're supposed to put the rear view mirror here, and then there's a cover that goes over the cockpit's open right there. You want to if you're going to put a camera inside, which the plane came with a pan and tilt camera setup. The servo mechanism with the two servos so that it pans and tilts. Pans and tilts. So if you're going to run that, you don't put this in because this is kind of opaque. It's clear, but it ain't real clear. So if you put this on and then put a camera behind it, the camera's going to have a shitty view. It'll be really milky. You won't be able to see shit. So they purposely left that hole open so that you could put a camera in there. I'll bet that's what Pilot Ryan didn't do. I'll bet he didn't put this piece of glass in and flew it, and the air got inside, blew the canopy off, and then the door blew off. Because he was warning me that if I wanted those on there to tape them on, but they'll stay on as long as you make sure you put the cover over the intake here. So yeah. Oh, butthole. Oh, is that what he said? Oh, it does have a butthole. Yeah, you're right. It does. You're right. It's got a butthole too. I thought he said bullet holes. Yeah, it's got a butt. There's a cover you're supposed to put over that if you don't, like I guess if you were going to just display it hanging on the ceiling, they make a real pretty cover that covers that hole up. But if you're going to fly it, you want that open so the air goes through. So. Yeah, special ed. Listen, I'm not the strongest reader. I'll admit that. All right. I don't know if I'm dyslexic. Maybe I don't know what my issue is with reading, but yeah, I'm definitely not the best. I can read, but I'm not the best reader. So you fly yours with no front window, no problems. Do you fly it wide open, fast as it'll go, Roy, or do you keep the speed down? Juno, what's up? How you doing, man? Wow. Okay, that's good to know. I don't know what Ryan did wrong then. He said his canopy blew off and the door blew off. So he told me in the Zoom if I wanted to keep those, make sure I tape them on. And you know, I'm thinking I don't see any reason why they would come off. They lock in pretty tight when they match up against the front windshield, because this canopy slides back. You could make it go back and forth on a radio, you know, on a servo if you wanted it to. But when the canopy goes back, then the side door opens, just like on the real one. And yeah, Ryan said his canopy and the side door blew off of his. So I don't know. I know for certain if you didn't have this in and this wasn't secured, it would probably blow off. Yeah. I mean, when I say secured, I mean just closed correctly. You know, if you don't take the time to make sure it almost clicks in place. It has like a beveled edge that it snaps on like this and this, and they snap into each other. Okay, and if you don't have that 100%, it probably would blow off. So you just got to double check that and make sure you've got that all the way forward and locked in. And then Roy says his hasn't come off, so you know, and he's flown it wide open with the camera cover not on it. So that's good to know. Hey Roy, any update on Banana Hobbies? Did they send you the stuff? You have a minion in there as a pilot? That's cute. You know what? Kenny would probably fit in there, come to think of it. I think he'd fit perfect in there. Hang on a minute. Let me get my Kenny. Yeah, I think he'll fit perfect in there. Maybe I'll put Kenny in there. I know that it goes down too deep, but there's a box that can't. Here it is right here. So this box is a foam box that you mount in there, and the pan and tilt mount on this box. So if I put Kenny on top of this box, that might be high enough to get him in up in the canopy there. But yeah, this plastic, it's a foam box, and the pan and tilt mount to this. So if you're going to run a camera, you know, that's what you'd use. Oh, the parts will be shipped in October? Okay, well, why so late? Looks more like a Barbie plane? Yeah, that's probably true. Okay, what am I getting a warning about? Oh, I know. Inactivity. Yeah, this airplane talks. My radio talks to me. If I left it on and I wasn't, you know, using it, it gives me this inactivity alarm. You know, it tells me I'm not using it. I probably got a demo. Oh, Ryan probably got a demo. Yeah, that's possible. Usually, though, when they send out demos to the guys, they try to send out the best one they can find. You know, because if they're going to review it, they want you to review it, you know, with a good plane, not a bad one. So you would think they would have sent him one that didn't have a defect in it. These XT90s, man, they really are stuck together good. It's a pain in the butt to get these unplugged. I always feel like I'm going to rip the wires out of the airplane. I want to put my radio on charge. So I'm going to unplug the lights. Leave the gear down. Okay. Yeah, Fred, I guess it could be. The fuselage is on back order. Yeah, honestly, Roy, and the only reason they're doing that is because they don't want to pay shipping twice. You know, I mean, I understand. You know, yeah, if they shipped out all the parts but the fuselage, and then they ship the fuselage out afterwards, they're going to pay shipping twice. Where they're probably going to ship the fuselage in the full-size box, or anyway, a box way bigger than, you know, the rest of the parts will fit in that box. So they can pack them in the box with the fuselage, send it all in one time, only pay one shipping charge. So I'm sure that's why they're doing that. Yeah, get that radio charged up so if I go flying, we'll be ready to go. Yeah, Tim. Okay, so I'm assuming that that's a dig on the LX model, not on Roy's capability of flying. Right. Well, that's true. Can you get the back half apart, Roy? Did you glue it together where you can't get it apart, or what did you end up doing with that? You know, Eric, I probably will. You know, Ray makes some fantastic shit. And if I get the D18, I'm definitely going to buy his light kit for that too. Yeah, I might put the stacks on one of them. I haven't decided. If I put them on anything, I'll probably put them on the P40. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. There's only 6 exhaust stacks on this, so this is a V6 or a opposed 6, or it's a 12 and the stacks are doubled up because there's only 3. If you look here, there's only 3 nozzles. Okay, now where can I put that where you can see it? Hard to get it. Yeah, about right there. It looks pretty good. Yeah, so there's only 3 nozzles. Now I don't know if 2 cylinders feed each one, and so that would make it a 12 cylinder. But yeah, there's only 3 stacks. So I'm assuming. I forget how many stacks are on the P40. Yeah, it would look good with the exhaust, flashing. So, have you bought any of those, Eric? Are you putting them on anything? Oh, okay, Tim. So you were picking on LX models, not Roy. Oh, good. You glued it with foam tack, so you should be able to get it apart. Yeah. Yeah, that was a good call. I used I think 3 bamboo skewers, which did the same thing. I mean, it stiffened it up. The carbon fiber rods would have been better, and I can always add them. It's pretty easy to put them in that plane, so I might do that. I haven't had any issues. The plane's fine, flies great, looks great. Everybody loves that airplane. When I bring that out to the field, everybody goes bananas. You know, they just love it. So it gets a lot of attention for sure. If it had a sound system in it, man, it'd really get some attention. Yeah, I thought so too, but I think, P-51 has 8 exhaust stacks on each side. It's a, V or a Poe 16. And this only has 3 on each side, so that, that doesn't make sense. So, yeah, I don't know why that's like that. Yeah, the sound systems are expensive. That's, I bought the old Crow back in the day, and it came with the sound system, and every time I flew that plane, everybody loved it. They just loved hearing that sound system. So if I don't finish fixing my old Crow, maybe I'll yank the sound system out of it, put it in something else. No, Lyndon, I don't watch Brian Phillips at all. I'm sorry, the guy's an idiot. So I don't ever watch his stuff. And that's a perfect example. Here we are, 2023, and Brian Phillips, of all people, is still not using telemetry to tell him when his battery's going low. This guy's got more subscribers and supposed to be a real, authority on this hobby, and he's still not using telemetry. Why? So I've been using telemetry for 10 years, and he's still not using it. So I don't know. There's just no excuse. If you crash your airplane and you don't have telemetry in the airplane, well, then you're an idiot. I'm sorry. That's just because it's out there. Even you guys on Spectrum now, all the smart stuff has the telemetry built into it. So there's no reason not to be using it. I know Spencer doesn't like it. He just hasn't experienced it yet. If I ever fly with him, after he flies my planes with the telemetry in it, he'll love it. He just, hasn't come over to the dark side yet. Yeah, I figured, Eric, it was probably something like that because I didn't think it was a 6-cylinder motor in there. I don't think. Well, I don't know. I'm not a Merlin expert, but weren't they using a different engine before the Merlin in the very early Spitfires? Which this is, a 5 is pretty early. But I have no idea what years, what. I didn't do the research. But I know the later ones have, the Merlin in it. Roy, does the green one you have the 3-port exhaust ports like this, or did you get something different? What jet was it? What was he flying? Well, Eric, it's not really the model. I mean, you can put telemetry in any airplane. So, you know, if it didn't come with it, then he should have put it in it. You know, there's no reason to not put it in there. So it just isn't any. It, you know, we're so far into the game now. There's no reason not to be running telemetry. You know, it's too easy. You know, it's cheap, especially if you're not running Spectrum. It's really cheap. If you're running Spectrum and you've got a newer radio, an NX or something, and a smart, then you've got telemetry built in already. You already paid for it. So. If it doesn't have a Merlin in it, what wafen? What would they have put it in if it wasn't a Merlin? Do you know? Yeah, I don't know. I haven't looked this stuff up. Oh, that's true, Michael. Yeah, because if it's on the internet, it has to be good and it has to be truth. So yeah, you're right. He can't be an idiot because he's got a YouTube channel. Yeah, I stand corrected. Oh my God. Always been a Merlin. Okay. Yeah. I wasn't sure. I didn't know what year the Merlins started. Yeah, Fred. That's why Fred has a channel. Do your research before the show. Okay, that's good advice. Thanks, Tim. Twin propeller? Was that a counter-rotating propellers? Is that what they had? Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Roy. Yeah, come on, Tim. Give me a break. It's a shit show. You don't expect me to look shit up, do you? Right. That's exactly what that means. So that's cool. I didn't know that either. So one of the Spitfires had a twin counter-rotating props. That's cool. I know one version had a 5-blade prop. Did any of the Spitfires have 4-blade props? I assume they did, because some of the models have it. This one has a 3-blade. The first Mustangs were 3-bladed. The ones that had Allison motors in it, those were 3-bladed Mustangs. They went to 4 blades when they went to the Merlin. Thank you, Ken. So that I thought something like that. I wasn't sure, but I knew they were Rolls-Royce engines, but I didn't think the Merlin came along until a little later. I thought the Spitfires were out before the Merlin. Yeah, Eric, I know. There's a shitload of different models of Spitfires for sure. I mean a shitload. Believe me, I did research that because I was trying to find the one that has this one that has that shitty scoop on it. And when I found it, it don't look anything like this. It's got a scoop up front like that, but it's very thin and it hugs the wing. It's nowhere near this thick. You know, back here, this is ridiculous. It thins down to practically nothing when it meets the wing. It's not thick like that. So they blew it when they were trying to scale up that scoop, and it's not functional. So they didn't make it bigger to make it work. It doesn't have airflow through it. There's no holes in it. You know, there's no airflow through it. So I don't know. I just didn't like it. So I got rid of it. So yeah, that's why I come up with this design. You know, which I really like. This looks good on the airplane. This came out really nice. Very happy with this. You know, I'll get her finished up. Paint. I have to go get some paint to match. Paint it up and then put it on the airplane. It's going to look 10 times better than with the scoop. And when I get the two of them done, I'll park them side by side and take some pictures. Yeah, I did find the catalytic converter when I was nice there. Yeah, I sure did. So thank you, David. Yeah, this came out really good. You know, this is my Gorilla Glue fill-in. You know, it's amazing what you can do with that Gorilla Glue. You guys saw me fix the wing with it, and then this is another version of it. Let me fix this real quick, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I gotta take my little picture down. Yeah, that should be okay. So it's kind of hard for me to reach over there now, but I'll get it close. So you can see all the bullet holes, or it looks like a sponge. You know, when it, whoa, hold on. All right, we'll leave it there. So it's got a lot of holes in it, you know, that I had to fill, and that came all. So I filled that cavity at the bottom there. You see that open cavity down there at the bottom? So I filled that with Gorilla Glue, shaved it off, and then shaved the whole scoop off, and then sanded it into this shape, and it looks great on the airplane. Roach Coach, what's up? How you doing? Yeah, it really looks nice. You know, it's getting really close here. It's just about done, and I'm really happy the way that came out. It looks really good. So, you know, it was a good thought, good design. It worked out perfect. Really happy with the outcome of it. It looks really good. So, would you predict I was going to knock the airplane off the table, Tim? Is that what you said? Told you it was coming? Was there a bet going on I didn't know about? I missed that one. Yeah, it didn't hit the floor. We're good. The night's still pretty young, though, so, you know, if you've got money on it, it might still happen. It's a possibility. You just never know with me. Another captivating live stream. Wrights is always in my corner. He's got my back all the time. I can always count on him. Almost augured it. Yeah. Yeah, Tim, I almost augured it in. That's for sure. Yeah, almost. Watching the paint dry now. We're not. Paint's dry. I dried before I came out here. We're not watching any paint dry. It's just it's all done. Super happy with it, guys. You know, it really looks nice on the plane. I'd put it on, but I got to take the wing off to do it. But it really looks good. So I'm going to probably go to Lowe's tomorrow and pick up the blue paint so I can shoot it and then I can install it. Because I'm about done with it. I'm really not going to fuss. It's close enough. I'm not going to fuss with it much more. I'm just going to, I got to put a little primer on it here where the white's showing. And then we're going to smooth that all out. Make sure we've got a nice smooth transition from the side to the around the bottom and everything. And then I'm just going to paint it and you know, the blue, and put it on the airplane. Call it a day. And it's still as light as can be. It doesn't weigh any heavier. It might be a little heavier. Not much, you know, grams. But yeah, it could be just a slight bit heavier than this one. You know, but yeah, it worked out great. So pretty happy. I like it. Looks good. Who loves me? Wrightsa loves me. That's who. So much better than watching concrete dry. Yeah, for sure, Tim. We've come a long way. Listen, I got. Listen, I got a beautiful TV on the wall behind us here with my new jet in the picture there that I haven't finished putting together yet. But you know, we got that, and you know, this beautiful homemade. I made all this myself, you know. Yeah, pretty handy guy. Actually, I'm gonna make this. I'm gonna make something when I finish the apartment. When I build the apartment in the garage, I'm gonna build a wall unit just like this to go down the side of it, right against the wall, because the diagonal beams coming out of the wall are gonna be right at like 5'11", 6-foot height, and then taper up away. So if I put a wall unit like this right against the wall, nobody will be able to walk into one of those beams, because this will keep you out. You'd have to be 6'6" or taller to actually bump your head on the beam. So this is going to look so good. You know, I really like this look. So yeah, so I have all of this on that wall, and that'll protect the overhead. It's going to be a vaulted ceiling, just for looks. It's not a real vaulted house, but you know, the apartment will look vaulted. That's the way I'm going to do it. It'll go from 12 to 15.8, you know, diagonal. So it's not a huge vault, but it'll be a vaulted ceiling. No, Tim, I am in the tent. Yeah, this is the tent. I'm still in the tent. Yeah, you're a tall guy, huh? Yeah, I won't have a problem. But that's why I'm going to put the wall unit in there, so you can't bump your head. Hey, Michael, what's up? How you doing, man? Yeah, it's been pretty hot lately. Right now, hang on a minute. Let me see what the temperature is. Here's another. Maybe we're gonna auger it in. Hold on a minute. Tim might win his bet yet. Hold on. Yeah, it's 82 and 68% humidity right now out here, so it's pretty sticky. So, and I still don't have enough electricity. I have power out here, but not enough power to run the air conditioning. I don't have a high enough amp for running the air. So, so we're just not there yet. Too much going on. I just have way too many pokers in the fire with these 2 accidents and the truck problems and just everything. It's just way too much going on. Well, Randy, it's for my own personal, comfort. I want a nice room like this to live in, watch television in, because this TV, which will be here in the wall unit, won't be the TV we watch. That'll just be for the show. There'll be a big screen TV down at this end of the house. Okay, and that'll be what we watch. This one will just be for running, while I'm doing the show, if I do the show from inside there, which I probably will, to run video in the background or just put a picture up like that or whatever. So I am going to put a TV in that wall unit, but it won't be our main TV. There'll be a main TV at that end of the room. So yeah. So and for me, I don't know about you guys, but this wall unit for me would be so useful. I have all kinds of knick-knack stuff, really cool knick-knack stuff that I can put in all these little cubby holes, here and way over there. I can put stuff in all of those. And then these drawers down below are great for, they'll probably be full of airplane parts, but still, get them out of instead of them laying all over the table and the furniture, and they'll be in these drawers. So it's going to be a super nice setup for me. It's going to really keep the place looking good and keep all my shit organized. So it's going to be really nice. Exactly. And nothing worse than sweat on the hanger rash. That's just, that's bad. So yeah, the mental health problem. Yeah, that's the other part of it. Michael Bear is so set on me putting a urinal in here. I don't know what his passion is for urinals, but he's been talking about me putting a urinal in here since day one. I really don't know what the attraction is with a urinal. I don't even think he wants it in the bathroom. I think he wants the urinal right in the middle of the living room. So, you don't even have to miss the show. You could just be looking out here while you're standing up here peeing and watch television. I don't know. Yeah, but Michael's been pushing for that urinal from day one. Yes. Yeah, you're right. The sweat will help the Gorilla Glue kick off. Yep. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, Bert, Ken Bird, you're right. Yeah, me organized. Yeah, that's a good laugh. You're right. I am very unorganized. I'm horrible. What's more convenient about a urinal over a toilet? I don't. How is a urinal more convenient? There'll definitely be a toilet out here. It's just not going to be a urinal, but and a urinal's not convenient at all if you got to take a shit. So where are you at then? Yeah, well, basically, Roach, I think that's what Michael wanted me to do, is just hang a funnel on the side of the wall with a hose, you know. So, yeah, I do sit to pee. You know, in Germany, here's a little fun fact. You know, it's considered very inconsiderate if you pee to standing up in Germany. You're supposed to sit down, you know. So you don't splash, you don't drip on the floor. It's considered very bad taste, very inconsiderate if you pee standing up in Germany. Little fun fact. So, and I'll be honest with you guys, most of the reason I sit to pee is so I can play with the dog. You know, he loves to bring me his toy and have me throw it while I'm sitting on the toilet. So it gives me a chance to play with the dog. He's a riot. I love that dog. God, I love that dog. So, yeah, so because he'll come and drop, if I'm standing there peeing, he comes in and drops the damn toy on my foot. So, you know, it's just easier to sit down and play with him for a couple of minutes. So, yeah, Ken. Lady boys. Yeah, that's the girls that stand and pee, the lady boys. So you see nothing on the internet that says it's more healthy to pee sitting down. Is that what you're saying, Roach Coach? Listen, I watched a show. It used to be called Girl from Germany Living in USA, and now that was copyrighted. She had to change her name to Felicia from Germany. Feli, I think, but you know, Feli, but I think she says it Felicia. I don't know. Really great show, guys. You know, she covers everything. Public bathrooms in Germany are co-ed. Nudity in Germany is looked at totally different than here. You know, it's not uncommon at all to go anywhere in Germany and women are topless or something. They don't have that big, you know, issue with it like we do. You know, people don't get offended. So, yeah, Roach. I think in public bathrooms, Ken, I believe they have urinals, yes. But if you go to someone's home, you know, it's considered bad etiquette. According to Feely, whatever her name is, that you know, if you go to someone's home, you should sit down to pee. You know, it's showing respect. If you don't, you're being very disrespectful. So, just like the villages. Is that right, Lyndon? So somebody be in the Daily News, be a front page shit that somebody was sitting to pee, huh? Yeah, the public restroom channel. There you go. Oh, so you see, Michael Bear, you scared EQ off. Eric's leaving because you can't talk about urinals. You see what you did? Have a good night, Eric. That's funny. Ugh. Yeah, sure, Michael. You expect them to believe you? It's not his first rodeo with you. So did you work today, Michael? Where'd you fly to today? Any place cool? Bangladesh or anything? Any exciting aircraft? Did you see a UFO by any chance? You know, we haven't talked about that on the show. So what's all your opinions about UFOs now that the government's unclassified it? You know, believers, non-believers, where you guys at? Here we go. Oh, almost, Tim. We almost augured her in again. I think you're right. It's gonna happen. You're in Telluride, Colorado for 3 days. Is that the place where the airport's up on the hill and you take a sky, one of those sky ride type contraptions down to the town, where the shoppings and the hotels are? Is that Telluride? Am I thinking the right place? Yeah, stop. See, you brought it up again. He ain't been gone 5 minutes. You've seen a UFO, Roy? Cool. Space is fake. Oh man, that is a cool place, Michael. God, you got to take me there one day. You know, if you're ever, we got to work that out. I want to go there so bad. There's a YouTube show where there's a guy with a piper, and he flew all the way around the world in that piper, and he's been there. And God, what a cool place! I mean, that is a really, really cool place. Planes are going to have 2 buttholes soon. Some already do. Yeah, they all need remote IDs. Yeah, how are they going to control that? That's a good one. We should ask the FAA now. Well, hey, do all the UFOs have to have our remote IDs now? Yeah, because you've confirmed that they exist. So what's the story with that? Do they need remote IDs? And how are you going to enforce that one? You're more worried about illegals than aliens. Hey, Lewis, what's up? Oh my God, another event at Triple Creek. God, they're pretty busy over there. What kind of event's this one? Yep, Roy, there's Flght too. Absolutely, yep. And we didn't go to the moon. Aliens have never visited Earth, guaranteed. Yeah. Yeah, Cameron's greatest movie was the lunar landing. Are you serious, Lewis? Why do you think they've never been here? Why would you think that? If you believe that they exist but they've never been here, why would you say that? Yeah, Roach, there are. That's the part that, if that doesn't prove it right there, I mean, what else do you need? The hieroglyphics in the pyramids from way back when have people, aliens in, space helmets. There's hieroglyphics in the pyramids depicting that. Now, where in the world would they get that image? If they hadn't actually seen, a spaceman of some kind. So yeah, I don't know how anybody could not believe that. Yeah, I've seen the Avengers. Yeah, so based on that, Lewis, you're saying they don't have light speed. That they're not more advanced. They came here from another world, but they don't have the advanced technology to us, which is what all the guys just said that were, testifying in front of the government, that the technology they have far superior to ours, far superior. Well, I don't know why you think that, but I certainly believe that they've been here. I think they have more technology. Here's the question I have, though. Think about this one, guys. Any of you think of this? Every time we've seen any kind of depiction of aliens, little green men, whatever, they're never wearing clothes. Right? I mean, have you ever seen any of them in an outfit? Anytime you see an alien, they're never wearing clothes. What's with that? They don't put on, a spacesuit they don't wear nothing. I mean, they just, they've got all this technology, but they can't figure out how to sew a shirt. I don't know. They're lying through their teeth. Well, good thing it's America and we all can have our own opinions, because I think you're wrong. But that's just my take on it. Yeah, exactly. They proved time travel is possible. Back to the Future. Look, I mean, they made 3 movies of it. No, 4, right? And there 4 Back to the Future movies? Yeah, I don't think it's nudist, mentality that you put on clothes. You put on clothes for protection. Even if you're a nudist, okay, you're going to put on, you're not going to go into a burning building as a fireman, as a nudist, naked. You're going to put on a fire protection garment, right? So if you're flying a spaceship, wouldn't you put on a space suit of some kind? I mean, I don't care if you're a nudist, you don't care about, sex and nudity, but clothes add protection. Top fuel dragster guys wear, a Nomex suit to protect them from a fire. Not because they're worried about being nude. So I came up with that thought the other day. Like, how come we never see aliens with clothes on? No matter where you've seen it, other than in the pyramids. In the pyramids, they do show them in spacesuits. The aliens. So maybe the pyramids have got it right and everybody else has got it wrong. I don't know. But yeah, in the pyramids, Roach is right. The hieroglyphics in there do show aliens in spacesuits with a round bubble, helmet on. So. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, they're legal aliens and they have no junk to hide. Yeah. Right. Yeah, we wear spacesuits. So, hey, Lewis, so what's going on at Triple Tree? What kind of event? You said there's an event this weekend? What kind of event? Yeah, well, it's the shit show, JCB, so we can go there. Yeah, it's allowed on this show. Tug Hill, did you leave and come back? You've been awful quiet. Oh, is there a pyramid that has Biden predicted as the okay? Yeah, that's good. National Model Aviation Day. Same day? They're running one at Triple Tree and at Imperial? They're both having that event the same day? Oh, you were in Jeff's show, though. I saw you in Jeff's show. Okay. So you left Jeff's show to go flying. Don't blame you there. Well, that's an interesting look at it, Ken. I hadn't thought of that. Why do you think we weren't made to go to space, but others were? What makes you say that? I mean, because logically you would think we weren't meant to fly either, but we are. And I don't see any difference between flying and space travel. But yeah, what's your theory on that? I'd like to hear that. So what do you like better, Imperial or Triple Tree? And which one's closer for you, Lewis? That was a pyramid scheme that Biden was running. Hence the fact that it was predicted in the pyramids. See, I can read some stuff. Or at least I get it right sometimes. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I think they. I don't think they need air either way. You know, I think they just don't need air. I guess. Triple's closer. Okay. Oh God, we're bad. You're gonna make more people leave. They don't need to use a urinal so they can fly longer. It's just one more way to sneak that urinal in there. It's a good thing Eric left. You guys, you'd have killed him by now. uh, you know, it's funny you say that, Lewis. Space isn't nearly as hostile as our oceans. Our ocean deep's way more hostile than space. Way more hostile. That's why we went to the moon before we went to the bottom of the ocean. Roach is out now. More urinal talk, I'm out. I agree with that 100%, Ken. Absolutely. Okay, but what part of that says we're not supposed to fly in space? You know, I don't read that into it. I don't see where it says, you know, we should worship him, and I agree with all that 100%. But where does that say we can't fly in space, or we can't fly airplanes for that matter? Because we weren't built with wings. So all this technology that we have learned, how does that change anything as far as worshiping God and all that? Because I'm a big God guy. Getting serious for a second here. I'm a big religious guy. So Roach has to go pee now. Don't forget to use your urinal. Had to get one more in there. Yeah, well, Roy, you're probably right, actually. You know, they probably are hiding in our oceans because we explored less than 5% of our oceans, and our oceans take up 2/3 of the planet, and we've only explored less than 5% of it. So, yeah, the oceans are way more hostile than outer space. Let it flow, let it flow. That's funny. Roach pees in the shower. 250 miles. The moon's way farther away than that. Oh, you said in the last 50 years. So, yeah, okay. Now you got a whiz. Well, go use your urinal, Michael. I know you're dying to use it, so have at it. Yeah, Tug Hill. Yeah, oh my God, oh, see there, now that's a total assumption, Lewis. You don't know that you don't know space is dead. You know, there could be way more life out in space that we've ever could conceive. You know, so I don't agree with that statement. But you're right, the ocean's full of life, and we haven't explored it at all. Well, there's so much about the oceans, our own oceans, on our own planet that we have not explored, and we're trying to go to Mars now. You know, why don't we stay home and explore our own world? Yeah, elephants hide in cherry trees. Yep, yes, yep, I know. Yeah, they're good at it too. They hide well in those cherry trees. Yeah, there you go. They have a funnel hose outside the spacecraft. That's all right, Ken. I value your opinion. I really do. You know, you know, I just you know, a lot of times people, you know, want to read. You know, we put too many of our own values into what the Bible says. You know, you have to read the Bible for what it says, and don't project human emotion and human laws into what the Bible says, and then read it again and think about it. It changes your perspective. Juno. You worry about dark matter. Okay, there you go. Well, aren't other planets in relationship to us in outer space? I'm not following you, Lewis. Space is what you were taking up in school. You know, Tug Hill, I resemble that remark. That's a good one. Yeah. I wonder what our alien's favorite radio is. Phillips. I can already tell you. Ask me how I know. Okay. You're talking about the space between the planets. Well, we have to travel through that space to get to the next planet. So, yeah, there's space out there. Lots of it. So, and if we want to go to other planets, we have to travel through space. So, yeah, what about the space between my ears? Yeah, it's empty. That's a vast, that's a black hole. That's what that is. This is a big black hole. Well, Lewis, I have to disagree again, but you know, and listen, you're entitled to your opinion. I'm not, but think about it. You know, our spaceships that we go to the moon and everything in are, you know, thin sheets, almost the thickness of tinfoil. Especially the lunar lander was not much thicker than a thick sheet of tinfoil. Okay, and traveled through space, and you know, that carbon fiber sub that was, you know, what, 5 inches thick or whatever, I don't know, you know, imploded and didn't even make it down to the Titanic. So that's what I'm talking about. You think space is hostile. You know, it's nowhere near as hostile as our oceans. You know, and the deeper you go, the more hostile it gets. And, you know, forget about extra life or getting hit by a meteor. Just trying to travel through the water at super deep depths is as hostile as it gets as far as man is concerned. We haven't experienced anything that hostile. And there's only a few submarines on the planet that can even go there. Okay? But we've got spaceships. The same ship that went to the moon could go all the way to wherever, you know, other than more fuel, more, you know, but the structure strength, it's strong enough. We've already achieved that. You know, we have ships that can go anywhere in space. You know, we just have to get, you know, propulsion to get there and back is our Achilles heel. But getting to the depths of the ocean are way harder to do. Okay, what's incorrect about that, Lewis? Tell me. Yeah, space is dangerous. Look how many blondes. Okay, well, again, you're wrong because the LEM made it all the way to the moon, around the moon, and back to Earth on Apollo 13. So it didn't just go to the moon. It went through space. Between the Earth and the moon, it had to travel all the way there and back to keep our guys alive, and that's how they made it back home. So the LEM did go through space. So it can do more than just go to the moon. So... all right, so Lewis, you're not thinking correctly here. You know, you're saying one thing and then you contradict yourself in the same statement. Okay, Apollo 13 proved that the LEM can go through space. It got our guys back. Okay, so I really don't know the point you're trying to make. Yeah, it made it almost all the way to our atmosphere when they just got off of it, you know, released it. They were getting ready to set up for, you know, coming through our atmosphere and landing. They were holding on to the limb the entire time. That was their lifeboat. That's what got them back. Go watch the movie again. I don't think you've seen it recently. Go watch it again. Almost doesn't count. Okay, well, they could have brought it back into Earth, but they didn't need it for that. Okay? You know, it went through. You said it wouldn't go through space. It made it through space. It made it through space. It wasn't designed to land back on Earth. That's why they didn't bring it back with them. It would have burnt up coming back through our atmosphere. But it can go through the moon's atmosphere. But you were saying it can't go through space. It went through space. Yep. Right says right. They would have been dead if it wasn't for the limb. No, scroll back up, Lewis. You're the one that said it wouldn't go through space. I didn't say that. You're the one that said that. Scroll up and look. All right, Lewis. I'm going to go back. I'm going to copy and paste it. Hang on a second. I'll be right. I'll go get it for you. What you said. I'm just going to grab it, copy it, and paste it. I missed this comment, Lewis. I don't know what you were referring. I guess we were talking about the bathroom stuff, but Mickey Mouse wears pants and no shirt, and Donald Duck wears shirt and no pants. That's an excellent point. What's Disney telling us with that maneuver? Hang on, I'm still looking. Hang on. I missed that one before. That's funny. Okay, here's what you said, Lewis. The LEM can't go anywhere except the moon. Okay, that's what you said. That's copied and paste. That's what you said. You said the LEM can't go anywhere but to the moon. And I said it went all the way to the moon and back. You know, I said it went all the way to the moon and back. So that's space. That's what you've been talking about. You can't live in space. Space is dangerous. We can't survive in space. It's more dangerous than the ocean, is the point you were making. And you said the LEM can't go anywhere but to the moon. And I said, no, it went all the way to the moon and back to Earth. It didn't land on Earth, but it got our guys all the way to the moon, around the moon, and back. That's what I said. So you're talking about, yes, there are things out in space. There's meteor storms and stuff like that can definitely cripple our aircraft, no doubt about it. But that's, we know how to circumvent that. We've already proved it. We've been to the moon how many times, and we've never had we've never been hit by anything. So you're talking about space being dangerous, but yet we've been to the moon and back several times successfully. So obviously we know how to predict where the debris is or whatever's coming our way in space, and we can avoid it. Okay, so so if we can predict it between here and the moon, I'm sure we can predict it from here and Mars. We've already landed how many different crafts on Mars safely? So we traveled through all that space from here to Mars and landed aircraft there, spaceships there, not manned yet, but, we made it. So, I'm not saying that there isn't a risk out there. There is. But we have the technology to, circumcome that threat. We have the technology. We know how to do it. We've proven it. We can do it. Yeah, that's true. But the aircraft that took the robots there could have taken life there. They made it there. So if they made it there, if there was a human on board, they'd have made it there. The problem is we don't have anybody that wants to travel for 4 years, to get there. That's the problem right now. It's not that we don't have the technology to do it. we don't have people that are willing to go. And it's a one-way trip. We can't come back. So, you know, and I know you're going to say, well, there are people that want to go. Yeah, I know. There's people that want to go, but there's that, you know. When you tell people that, and they say they want to go, but once they're there, and then everybody starts complaining about, and I mean everybody else, not necessarily the people that went or their families, but everybody else. How come we aren't going to get those guys off Mars? How come we haven't gone to rescue them? Why can't we go get those people from Mars? You know, it's public opinion, but not even that. It's public prosecution, you know, because now we're going to have to listen to all these people bitching that we're doing this, we're doing that, and we won't go get those people we sent to Mars. You know, so that's why we haven't done it. Yeah, exactly. I'd be in. Yeah, I'd be in my glory if I could go land on Uranus. Right, so you're on a roll tonight. Oh my God. Yeah, Uranus is the best. Okay, so it takes 7 months to get to Mars, not 4. It takes. I just looked it up. At 24,600 miles per hour, it takes 7 months to get to Mars. 300 million miles. What's the speed limit? I don't know. The altitude limit is 399 feet. I don't know what the speed limit is. Yeah, it's Bud Light speed. Yeah, if we were only going 55 miles per hour, we'd probably have the fuel to get us there, but you wouldn't. It would take a lifetime. Yeah, but we could probably get there and back though if we were only doing 55. We'd be just sipping fuel all the way there. We'd be using the hit-miss propulsion system. You know, those hit-miss engines. Yeah, that's the most fuel-efficient thing on Earth. I don't know what that is, Lewis. What kind of transfer orbit? What is that? A Hohmann transfer? What is that? I don't know what that is. So, you know, that's a good question, Lewis, and maybe you have the answer. I don't know, but why would mass be a factor in a weightless and airless environment? Why would mass has to do with, you know, reaction to our gravity or wind resistant there is no wind, there is no gravity. So why would mass? And I'm asking because I don't know the answer to this. They talk about it, in all the movies, but fuck, it's a movie. Why does mass matter if there's no wind and there's no gravity? Hey Jeff, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. I guess you're having trouble sleeping tonight. That's okay. Hang out here. We'll put you to sleep in minutes. No problem. Ask Reitza. Been packing? Oh, yeah? Where are you going? Iowa? There's only two things that come out of Iowa. What's going on in Iowa? What are you going to Iowa for? Oh, Linda has people there. Oh, okay. So it's not an RC thing. It's a family thing. Cool. Well, I hope you have a good trip. Well, that's true, Ken, but Lewis is right too, because I guess gravity is always a factor, because they say they use the moon's gravitational pull to accelerate to slingshot around it. So I guess gravity is, I hadn't really thought of it like that. So yeah, Lewis makes a good point. I guess gravity is a factor, but we can use it to our advantage too. I mean, we can accelerate using the planet we're heading towards gravity. And we don't even have to be going to that planet. We can just use their gravity to pull us faster and slingshot around them to head toward the planet we're really trying to get to. So, but yeah, I guess I hadn't really thought of it that way. So mass would make a difference if gravity is involved. But don't we have the technology to use that gravitational pull against our mass to our advantage? I mean, we've been doing it for a while now. That's what saved the astronauts on Apollo 13 also, was using the moon's gravity, to conserve fuel and get the acceleration we needed to get them back home. So, yeah, I hadn't thought of it like that, but yeah, that's true. I guess gravity is always in play. You just think weightlessness in outer space, there's no gravity, but I guess there really is. Well, I don't know about the rest of you, but I think this show's been pretty interesting. We've been having a great discussion tonight. Ken's been talking, God and religion, and Lewis is talking about, well, Lewis is talking out his ass, but no, I'm just kidding. Lewis is bringing out some great points, too. And it has been a fun discussion tonight. I like it. Yeah, you're right, Ken. I wish we had one in the show. I'm not an astrophysicist, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night. Oh my God, that's funny. Did you read my Wright's? Big Knocker's woman has more gravitational pull than an ugly woman. Oh my God. Well, I've asked you several times what you do, Lewis. You would never give me an answer. What do you do? It might be slightly different, Fred, but I think the effects are the same. Oh my God. Oh. You go to the 2001 Space Odyssey. That's the first thing you've said tonight, Lewis, that I would believe. Yeah, that's great. That's where the aliens are. It's 2001. To you people that don't live in Tampa, it's a strip club. 2001 Space Odyssey is a strip club in Tampa. Kenny Nye, the space guy. All right. Well, what did you say? You said this Simic guy. I don't know what that says. Yeah. Okay. You still haven't spelled it right. Okay. Now I got it. The science guy. Yeah. You still haven't spelled it right, but I got it this time. We're good. Don't spell it again. You'll hurt yourself. All right, Lewis. So are you going to Triple Tree or are you going to Imperial? And which day? Saturday or Sunday? What are you doing? Triple Creek Saturday. Okay. All right. I'll keep that. What are you doing? Are you doing anything Sunday? Hey, do me a favor, Lewis. Text me the address to Triple Creek, will you? Don't put it in the chat here. Text it to my phone. All right, so I have their address. Because I definitely want to go flying this weekend, and I don't necessarily have to go to Bose. So I might just partake. But yeah, send me the address in my phone so I can... yeah, so just text me that address to Triple Creek. Yeah, have a good night, Lewis. So are you leaving tomorrow, Jeff? To Iowa or Friday or what's your? You're saying you're packing, but are you packing to leave tomorrow or when you leaving? You are leaving tomorrow. Okay. All right. Well, have a safe trip. Be careful. Are you taking planes with you? You taking the trailer? Ugh. Three planes. Okay. So you're not taking the trailer. You can get more than 3 planes in the trailer. So I did a quick repair on my old trailer. The left spring, it's a 3-leaf spring, and 2 of the leaves are missing. And that's why the axle is cocked, because the U-bolts are loose because 2 of the leaves are missing, and the axle's floating back and forth on the spring. So I was able to bolt through the locating pin. I put a bolt through there to hold it in place on the spring. But since 2 leaves are missing, it's still cocked. But at least I put another wheel on it, and I can move it around the yard now. So I was able to tow it over in the back under the trees to get it out of the way. So it's definitely repairable. It's not going to take much. I don't think it needs an axle. It needs. I'm probably going to put 2 new springs on it and 1 wheel. And I don't even necessarily. It looks like the tire is okay. You know, the wheel got rolled over completely, so the tire came. Well, it deflated. It didn't come off the rim, but it deflated completely. So I can take the tire off that rim, put it on my good rim, and I don't even have to spend any money for a tire. So it looks like all I'm going to have to buy is a pair of springs and a pair of fenders, and a marker light for the left fender. But yeah, that seems like that's all it's going to need, and that trailer will be fine. So where's this convention going on, Michael? Hooters? I know they have urinals at Hooters, so is that where you are? Oh, your condo in Telluride. Oh, no shit. Is that a corporate condo, or for your company and friends, or is it one of your clients' condo? Oh, I forgot you were in Telluride. God, that's a beautiful place. Fuck, I want to go there. A rental place. Oh, okay. How many pilots are there? Oh, I guess 4. You 2 and then 2 United pilots. So I guess 4. Yeah. I can do math. Oh, that's funny. 2 wives also. Oh, there you go. Yeah, 3 pilots and 2 aliens. No urinals. You see? Urinals are just not that popular, buddy. You're at this damn ritzy-ass condo in Telluride, and they don't even have urinals. Holy shit! Yeah. Oh, I'm definitely going to fix it, Jeff. Absolutely. I'm going to buy a couple of springs and a couple of fenders because both fenders are fucked up. One's missing. Well, actually, they picked it up and put it in the back seat, but it's flat now. it's not a half of a hexagon. It's flat. When it ripped it off the trailer, it destroyed it. You couldn't even make that into anything. The world is a urinal. So yeah, so Jeff, I'm going to buy a pair of springs and a pair of fenders, and I have to put one nav light on the top of the left fender, and that's pretty much it. And the trailer's completely usable again. It didn't hurt the box at all. It destroyed the racks inside, so I'm going to have to redo the whole inside. Because I already took the one rack out of there, fixed it, and put it in the new trailer. The other rack is just laying on the floor in the trailer because it's all broken. I don't know how much of it I can save. I'm going to try to save some of it, but yeah, I'm going to fix it. It'll be a good trailer. It's nothing too seriously wrong with it. So I could probably get I bet the springs I can get down at Tractor Supply Company. Possibly even Harbor Freight. Michael Bear's favorite spot. So. Just not right now. I just needed to move it, so it was blocking me from working on the truck. So, because I'm trying to get the truck ready to give to the insurance company. There's $100 worth of gas in the truck, and I want that out of the truck. So I'm trying to get my fuel pump running so I can get the fuel out of it. I'm not having a lot of success with that. So. But I'll probably get it tomorrow. So yeah, I got the trailer temporarily fixed so I can tow it around the yard. I moved it over into the trees and parked it there. So now I've got all the room around the truck to work on it. So hopefully, yeah. Well, you can't siphon it out because there's a blockage. Anything new with a fuel injection system in it usually has a siphon prevention in the filler neck, and you'd be surprised what it is. It's a ping pong ball, and the reason it's in there is not just to stop the siphoning from happening, but it's there if the vehicle flips over, the ping pong ball floats up and blocks the hole, preventing fuel from coming back out the filler neck. So, yeah, so you can't siphon gas through a new car. If the siphon hose won't go down through it. So I won't be able to siphon it, but if I can power up the fuel pump, I can pump it out. It's pretty easy to do that. All my other vehicles, well, I could have. It'd been simple if it hadn't cut the harness. All I had to do was jump the fuel pump relay. It would have pumped it right out. But the harness is cut completely. It's about a 50-wire bundle of wires that got cut completely in half when the suspension got ripped off the truck. And I'm looking at schematics and trying to figure out what color wires are running the pump. But I actually there's a fuel controller module right in front of the fuel tank, and that whole harness goes into there and then comes out of there, and that has to be to run it from the fuel relay under the hood. That would have to go active, which means I have to turn the key on, and the harness would have to be intact. So now I'm just trying to get the 2 wires to run the pump. I'm trying to find just the 2 wires in that bundle to the fuel controller, and just put power and ground to those 2 wires to force the pump to run. And YouTube shows it working, but I'm not having any success. The Captain Kangaroo fuel system. So I'm just gotta figure out which two wires it is. The yeah, it's the purple wire. Yeah. Well, one video said it was the red and black. The other video said it was the pink. And then there's no pink wire in the harness, so I don't know where he's getting that. One says it's the light green and the gray. So yeah, I'm getting conflicting. And I'm looking at the schematic, and you know, I've gone and tested the wires that the schematic says, and that doesn't work either. So, so I'm struggling a little bit with it, but I'll figure it out. I'm pretty confident I'll figure it out. And push comes to shove, I'm just going to drill a hole in the bottom of the fuel tank and drain it that way. Fuck it. You know, I don't. The tow yard already destroyed the truck, so what's another, you know, drilling a hole in the fuel tank? The only reason I haven't just done that is because I can't get the truck high enough in the air to put a, you know, something to catch the fuel under it. You know, and it's full. It's a 30-gallon fuel tank. So I have to find a way to drain 30 gallons of fuel out of it, because once I drill the hole, I can't stop it. It's going to keep running. So I got to figure out how to get something under the truck to catch 30 gallons of fuel. So there's that. You know, I know, Michael. You know, tomorrow it's going to happen one way or the other. If I can't get the pump running, I'm drilling a hole. I have I think I have two good fuel tanks out of Impala SS's that I can drain the fuel into. Now, they're only 23 gallons each, so I'd have to slide one out of the way and the other one, and so I'm going to probably spill a few gallons or not gallons, but I'm going to spill some fuel while I'm making the changeover, but I think that'll work. One way or the other, I think that'll work. So, yeah, perfect, Michael. That's what I'll do. I'll just fire up a cigarette and kick back and watch the fun. Yeah. So, but yeah, that's it. You know, if I can't get that pump running tomorrow, then I'm just going to drill a hole in the tank, because I'm getting my 30 gallons of fuel back, and they're not getting that. Yeah, yeah, that's the other thing, right? So you're right. Yeah, what if when I get through the fuel tank, the drill sparks, and then I'm on fire. not going to enjoy that scenario. So yeah, I'll definitely have to have a fire extinguisher out there. Yeah, that's a great idea, except I can't get at the top of the tank. The way the tank is in an Avalanche, it's under the driver, passenger, and it's a long fucking tank. Christ, the tank's got to be 6 feet long. And it's up inside the frame rail, going lengthwise down the truck, not across the truck, on the left side of the truck. And there's just no way to get at the top of the tank, you know, upper part of the tank to drill a hole in it. You know, that'd be a great idea, drill a hole up high and siphon, but there's just no access. You know, they've got it in there pretty tight, and it, like I said, it's inside the frame rail. It's a full frame truck, so there's just no way to get at it. You know, well, you know what? And fuck, I just thought of that. You know, why don't I just drill a hole through the floor in the truck into the fuel tank? The fuck, and then siphon it out. That's not a bad idea at all. That would work. That would definitely work. So maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll just drill a hole through the floor in the back seat, and then into the fuel tank, and then siphon it out. Well, yeah, there's probably some danger involved there, Michael. You're right, but I don't know. We'll figure it out. That's why I'm not giving up on the fuel pump idea. I'd rather pump it out if I can. So I'm going to look at some more videos, some more schematics, and see if I can't figure it out. In my Impella SS from GM, it came with a positive lead wire in the harness. That all you had to do is put a wire on it. It was a single red wire, and you just put power to that wire. You just put a jumper wire on that to the battery, and the pump would start running. It was a simple little, mechanical override for the fuel pump to make it run. Apparently, they didn't put that in the Avalanche. And even if they did, it wouldn't work because, like I said, the whole harness got cut. So there's a fuel level sensor, there's a fuel pressure sensor, there's a fuel level, so there's all these sensors, and then there's this fuel control module that looks like a vacuum pump of some kind, basically, and the whole harness goes into that module, and it's looking for the fuel pressure, fuel, level. It has to check all those boxes before it'll run the pump. So even if the wires were intact, I'd have to check all those boxes, and there's no way to fix the harness. So now I just have to bypass all of that and just go straight to the two wires that go to the pump and energize them. And a guy on YouTube showed it. He said, you could hear the pump running. He put a power and a ground to the two leads. But the two leads he used on an 09 Tahoe are not the same as an 07 Avalanche. So I'm still fighting with it. Yeah, again, the problem with that, Ken, is once I start the flow, I can't stop it, or it's going to be very complicated to stop it. And there's not enough height between. I'm working on the grass, in the dirt, and there's not enough height there. The truck isn't high enough to get much underneath. The fuel tank, an old fuel tank I have, is the best, out of the Impala because it's thin. I'd say the whole tank is only 6 inches high, but it'll hold 23 gallons. And with the pump and the fuel pump sensor unit out, there's a big, there's a 4 or 5 inch hole in the top of the tank. So putting a funnel in that and then drilling a hole in the tank and just letting it drain into that's really going to be the easiest thing to do. The problem is once that tank's full, it weighs 120 pounds, and I have to be able to push it out of the way to put a second tank, which I have more than one, under there to catch the rest of the fuel. Because 23 gallons is probably not going to be enough. And I thought of one other thing that I could do is once I get the fuel draining into the tank is take the siphon and put it in that tank while it's filling and siphon it out to gas cans. So that's a possibility also, is I could do it that way, and just keep siphoning the fuel out of the new tank that's holding the fuel while the main tank is draining into that tank, and just keep emptying that tank into fuel cans while it's still draining. So that's a possibility also. There you go. Yeah, pay a mechanic $100 to get it to get $85 worth of fuel out of it. Yeah, that's or $100 worth of fuel out of it. If you know, I don't know exactly how much fuel's in there, but I just filled it before I went flying that day, so I'm sure it's down a couple gallons, but there should be pretty close to 30 gallons in there. So yeah, I've got a lot of options. It'll happen tomorrow, one way or the other. If I can't get the pump running tomorrow, I will go to step B. You know, I'll probably just do the gas tank, drill a hole, put a gas tank under it to catch it, and siphon it out of that tank while it's filling. And you know, I've got 3 5-gallon. I got 21 gallons worth of gas cans here. So the 3 5-gallon cans is more than enough to get 15 gallons out of the Impala tank that'll hold 23, and then we'll be good. So that's the best plan if I can't get the pump running. So, but yeah, that's the dilemma I've been facing for a day and a half now, is trying to get that fuel pump to run. That harness being cut fucked everything up, you know. I mean, the truck will still run. The engine will run. It's not part of the engine harness, but it's part of the fuel pump harness. So at the scene of the crash, I hit the starter and the truck restarted, but I shut it right back off. It wouldn't have run very long because it would have lost the fuel pressure almost immediately and shut off anyway. But it didn't affect the truck running. I mean, after I got hit, the truck was still running. You know, I turned the truck off. It was still running. And it did restart. But, you know, like I said, all those checks have to be in, you know, that fuel pump control module, that there's all 50 of those wires from the harness go to that module. And then from there it goes to the back of the truck. I don't know what all it's controlling, but it's more than just, I think that's the main harness. So I think there's like the tail lights maybe, and or at least maybe the interior lights, because there's a brake that goes up into the cabin. There's a small harness that breaks off of there and goes up into the cabin. So I'm sure it's more than just fuel. All those wires can't just be for fuel. Christ. You know, it's a shitload of fucking wires. You know, talk about over-engineering it. Oh, my God. You know, if you guys have ever seen a ABS brake unit that has that big, massive wiring harness that clamps down on it and has that lever that locks over, the fuel control unit has that exact same kind of plug on it. Not quite as big. It's a little smaller than that, but it's that same kind of plug in, pull the lever over, lock it in place, harness, you know, plug. Huge. And like I said, there's probably 50 wires going to it. Let's say there's 3 rows of 13, basically, I think. So that's 33 wires. So, yeah, roughly somewhere in the neighborhood, 33 to 50 wires going to that plug. Yeah, it probably controls the blinker fluid, too. I didn't think of that. You're right. I didn't think of that. Now it's a good one. Right, Roy. I like the whole idea. Just let's get the pump running. That's the safest and probably the most efficient way to get the fuel out of the truck. So that's what I'm gonna try to do. So we'll continue with that for several hours tomorrow, and then if I finally give up, I'll just drill a hole and we'll get the fuel out that way. Yeah, high compression hubcaps. Wow, I hadn't heard that one. That's a good one. High compression hubcaps. Oh my God, that's funny. All right, guys, I think we've had enough fun for one night. Thanks, guys. I had a blast tonight. We had some fun. Good talk, Ken. I thank you for the God side of that. I appreciate that a lot. And if you want to talk more about that, I'm welcome to it, because I enjoy the Lord. I enjoy talking about the Lord. So, yeah, if you want to bring that up again, it's welcome here. And some good points, too. So, you know. So, all right, guys. So, everybody, have a good night. Jeff, have a safe trip. And we'll catch you guys all, let's see, tomorrow night Zoom and Saturday night Pilot Ryan. So we'll see you guys then. All right. Have a great night. We'll see you all later.